Mark,
Yeah,
are we out of ice?
I think so.
Bummer, I wanted to make a drink.
I know where we can get some.
Where?
It's about a 15-mile hike, though.
Oh, you mean our hike up to the glacier today.
Plenty of ice cubes up there.
That's okay. I guess I don't need a drink tonight.
I'm Michelle, a longtime realtor.
I'm her husband, Mark, a television news anchor.
Together, we've started a podcast.
And we want to hear from you. So, let's talk.
I'm exhausted
Why?
because that hike was really hard.
You're talking about the little flower walk we took the other day?
So it started out as a flower walk. We went to this beautiful lake.
Well, we started way late.
We started way
Mistake
late.
number one.
Yeah.
10:30 in the morning is way late.
That's
Should be
true.
6 or 7 in the morning.
He's
Okay.
right. He's right.
Right.
But-
So we weren't planning on taking this flower walk
Right.
in the morning, and then at 10:30 you go, why don't we take this hike?
Aren't you glad though? Aren't you glad though? Seriously. It ended up raining the next day. So we did two. We ended up doing the lake, Grinnell Lake, and then
By mistake.
the glacier.
But it
Grinnell
was great.
Glacier
Okay.
from the Many Glacier Hotel. And
Okay.
it was great.
So we're in Glacier National Park, and we're on the east side, Mini Glacier Campground, right near the Mini Glacier Lodge. Gorgeous setting.
Yeah.
Here's some pictures, videos of that. I mean, the lake. What lake was that? What is that? Right there at the lodge.
Yeah.
You got Josephine.
So, well, you've got Grinnell Lake, then you've got Josephine Lake,
Josephine.
and then
Swift Current.
Swift Current, yeah.
Swift Current.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
So and that's where the boats go out, the tour boats that go along Swift Current, and then it connects to Josephine Lake.
Yeah.
And you can this hike that we took was up to Grinnell Glacier. Anybody taking the hike up to Grinnell Lake or the glacier can take the shortcut by going on one of these boats.
Right.
It cuts like 2 miles off your hike.
Yeah, like if you had kids or...
Yeah, we didn't do that.
No.
We hiked it.
That's for sissies.
So we were told that, we got directions which way to Grinnell Glacier. And he said, we got to make it 2.3 miles. You make a right
Make sure
turn.
you stay to the right.
Stay to the right. So we get to the lake, Grinnell Lake, and we go, we made a wrong turn.
We're like, this is it?
But
It's
look
beautiful.
at this. Look at these pictures, though.
Yeah.
The video.
No, it was spectacular.
Unbelievable. And then you can, from down where we were there, you look up at the glacier, and we're going, in just a few hours, we're going to be up there.
Yeah.
So we backtracked. We lost about an hour and a half of time and backtracked to go to Grinnell Glacier. Okay, this is where we made the wrong turn, right? We didn't go right. We went straight. Don't give me that look.
You know when he says, it's just around the corner?
The wrong corner.
The wrong one.
And
Which
it got
is-
hot. Really hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why you start early in the morning.
Right.
Because if you start 6 or 7, first of all, it's not the heat of the day, and second of all, you don't have all the crowds going
Yeah.
up there.
True.
But this is called Glacier National Park, so for a reason. They have a lot of glaciers here.
Yeah.
And of course, a lot of them are shrinking now, they're melting.
Yeah.
And you want to see this before it's all gone. It won't be gone in our lifetime. Maybe in mine, not yours.
That's terrible. No, but you can see how it's receding when you look at the pictures in the lodge from, I don't know, 30, 40 years ago,
Right.
and then further. And it definitely is receding. So maybe Al Gore might have been right.
Climate change, right?
Yeah, it's not funny.
Hold it. What did you just say?
I know, I didn't mean it. It was like
Right?
a joke.
And he probably invented the internet as well. Okay.
That's funny.
Okay. So, yeah, you were saying it was hot. And It was a tough hike.
It was a tough hike.
It was.
Yep. And get up there. First of all, I was hot, so I went through this waterfall, ice cold waterfall, which was awesome.
Oh my God, it's so cold.
It gave me my skipping back in my step, but then going up to the rest of the glacier where the lake is too, it's unbelievable.
It's not for sissies. So I'll see you later.
I guess I didn't expect to have like floating icebergs all over.
Right.
So that was pretty sweet.
Right. And, you know, even though how difficult it is, and it took us, it was 15 miles round trip. And we'll talk about how I felt at the end there.
Yeah.
How difficult it is. You see, and we're in pretty good shape, you see people all different ages,
Anybody.
sizes. And we saw one guy coming down in bare feet.
I swear, I wanted to ask him so bad.
This was shale.
What the hell are you thinking?
You're hiking on shale rock that's broken off. It's slippery, it's sharp, it's hot.
I'm just guessing that his sandals broke or something. I mean, I wear hiking boots, but
He was on weed or something.
yeah, I wear hiking boots.
Not those though.
These are too pretty. Look how pretty these
no,
boots
you
are.
didn't wear those. Yeah.
But I do wear hiking boots.
Right.
So who knows what his deal was. Maybe he was high.
And they always tell you to take plenty of water.
Yes.
We've been on
Well, we knew we
hikes
wouldn't
before.
run out of water. We both took 2 bottles each.
right,
Which
but
is
still that was not enough.
No, but Mark brings this little contraption that you can sift mud out of water. And so when we got to that glacier, we just refilled our bottles with that thing. It's like a charcoal filter,
Right,
I think is what they're called.
And you pump it through the filter into your water container, or just drink it from out of the
It was
filter
really
there.
good. Ice cold.
Boy, was it ice cold. I tell you what,
It
there are
was.
icebergs there, so the water was just barely more
was
than
great.
32 degrees.
And then these people needed some water too, so they didn't have a filter, so Mark gave it to them, so they
We
filled
met
their
some
water.
nice people on the
Yeah,
hike.
it was fun.
That's one thing about hiking and camping is we all have the same,
Yeah, something in common.
in common there.
It's like being a hippie.
Back in the good old days,
Yeah,
right?
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So it was a long hike, and I'll tell you something. I was cramping up at the very top, and I knew I still had several hours to go.
Yeah.
Slow going. Only have 2 more hours to go. And it would my right calf was cramping up,
There's my old man.
and it would be okay, and then all of a sudden it wouldn't be okay, and you'd hear me go, oh, like that, and I have to stop.
How do you feel?
Okay. Yeah. Cramping up. Like old men do.
That's what I want to hear.
And my right calf. Yeah, we're almost there. It's another 2.5 hours. But look at that. So I kind of led every step up or down with my left foot. So I had to kind of plan every step there. Because, you don't want to get caught staying up there.
Well, Dr. Marsh said you need to drink some tonic water. So
Well, that was after the fact.
put that in your vodka.
No, hike. Yeah.
And
Right?
a
Right.
multivitamin.
You ready?
Right on.
Let's go.
Boy Scout.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So I bought that tonic water. I drank a lot of fluids though. So we have a big hike tomorrow. We're going to go on the Highline Trail,
That should be
which
fun.
is considered like the signature hike here at Glacier National Park. So we'll do another podcast on that.
That'll be fun.
But
Looking forward to that.
we left at 10:30 and we got back
We didn't get back until 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
Yeah.
It was still light.
9 hours.
You remember we were hiking down from the top. We were just started down, and no, we were an hour from down. We left at 4:30 at the top.
Right.
Hour later, we're seeing people that are going.
Oh, starting their hike.
Well, no, they
middle
were.
of the hike,
yeah,
right,
well,
yeah.
more than the middle, but they weren't going to get back until 9:30 or so.
It'd be too dark.
Too dark.
There's no way.
Hopefully, they had headlamps.
Headlamp, yeah.
But there's certain things you need to take on a hike like that. We should have taken headlamps just in case. Right. Okay. There. That's the main thing right there.
Bear
That
spray.
is no lie here in Glacier National Park.
Everybody carries them on
Even
their
more
hip.
so than Grand Teton.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw a lot of bears in Grand Teton, but I think we're going to do another podcast on the bears.
We ran into a grizzly bear yesterday.
Right.
Then, and that same bear was around our campsite, so they shut down the campsite for the tent campers. So they all had to leave last night. We have the van, so we got to
So
stay.
by the end of the day, it was all Class B vans
It was.
in this camp. It was
Yeah.
called the Rising Sun Campground.
Yeah, and then
And-
I went and I bought a bear bell to put on my hip. I mean, I'm paranoid now.
Now I know wherever Michelle is.
You can hear me.
So I'm going to have her wear those when we go back home, and put it.
I'll be at the ridge.
I can right now I have a GPS tracker on you, so maybe I'll take that off and put those on.
Oh God. But that's no joke. The bear thing around here,
Right.
scary.
Right.
Really scary.
Right, and at the Mini Glacier Lodge, we saw the same bear one evening. We got in trouble.
We did get in trouble.
Yeah, we got in trouble because we got too close to the bear.
Oh, Mr.
Should we talk about it now,
Yeah.
or
Yeah, we might as well. So,
promote the next podcast?
so Mr. and Mr. Badass came up upon us, and we had to stop our van.
Park rangers.
And we only stopped our van because this little black bear was where Mark was. Mark was outside the van and taking pictures on the other side of the road.
I'm
right?
gonna go back. Well, okay. Here's the thing. We saw the park rangers over there before we saw the bear.
Yeah,
And then
they passed us.
he took off.
Yeah.
So I'm on the other side of the road taking pictures of the Swift Current Lake and the backdrop of the mountains.
Right.
And then I hear a woman say, "Hey, there's a bear right there," and I see a bear running towards me about 50 yards away.
Little black bear.
And a photographer is always conflicted. What do? Do you stop and take pictures?
Throw your wife in front of it?
Or do you run? I ran to the van and I told Michelle, there's a bear right there. And she said, "You get out of this van and you go get some pictures of that."
It's true. So true.
Because by then it had run
was-
off to the side and
It
I
was
couldn't
close.
see it anymore.
Yeah.
So I get out of the van thinking the bear's not there.
Right.
Okay. So I get to peek around the corner to see, expecting the bear to be like 100 or more yards away, and he's right there.
Eating berries. He was
And-
going for the berries.
And
for
Michelle
sure.
comes up then, and she says, "Get some pictures of this." I said, "The bear's right there. It's like 30 feet away." And I knew,
That was a no-no.
here's where I was conflicted. Am I more worried about the bear or Mr. Badass, the park rangers? Because if they came at that moment when
Yeah.
I'm taking pictures, because I know the rules.
Yeah.
100 yards away from a bear.
Even if you're in a vehicle, though.
Well, we didn't know that.
We didn't know
We
that.
didn't know that. Okay. So I said, "Michelle, we got to get out of here before the park rangers come back or we're in trouble."
Right.
So we go back to the van. She said, "Okay, let's pull up the van a little bit closer to where the bear is." It's starting to rain a little bit now, so we may have to end this soon. So we pull up a little closer, and we're probably 30, 40 feet away, maybe a little bit more than that.
And I'm hanging out the window,
And
looking.
we're taking pictures, stuff like that. And here comes the park rangers again.
Oh, boy.
They come flying out of their truck, and they're just yelling. I'm showing this to you right
Oh,
now.
the bears, yeah. Yeah, the bear, yeah.
They're yelling at the bears. Yeah, get out of here, like that. They're looking at the bear, and then they kind of look at us.
They turn around and look at us and,
Like-
oh, we knew we were in trouble.
We're going to deal with you in a moment. We'll be back. Okay.
That's so true.
So they go up
It's like
there.
we're in trouble.
They're up on the hill, and they're shooing this bear away.
Uh-huh.
And then they come back, And I thought we were fine because we're in the vehicle.
Right.
Even.
Yep. Because the bear at that point, he's feeling cornered with all these vehicles parked here.
Okay.
He doesn't know where to go.
Right.
We have a lot of berries here, and it's just a bad situation for
Okay.
you and for the bear.
And boy,
Nope.
and I can see I had the camera on.
Yeah.
And it's not the great composure, but I didn't think I wanted them to see I had the camera
Oh my
on.
God, you kick your butt.
One of them wasn't so bad.
No, one was fine, and then Mr. Badass comes in, and first of all, let me just say, so good looking. That's all I'm looking at, and he's
The
just
one with the beard.
shaming us. Yeah,
One with
just
the beard.
shaming us.
All
And
right.
just
The other
telling
one
us.
wasn't so bad, but
Yeah.
the other one was like,
Anyways,
you need to be over more than 100 yards away, even in a vehicle.
even in vehicle.
Okay, so we learned something.
Yeah,
there.
whatever.
Okay. So it's starting to rain
We
here.
learned-
Let's wrap this thing
We
up
learned
here.
that
But we went
Rangers
back.
can be good looking.
Right. Yeah.
Sex.
We went back to our campsite, and there was a park employee at the front.
Oh, yeah.
A good-looking girl.
Girl.
We told her about our experience, and you said,
Oh, he's so
we
good
met
looking.
Mr. and Mr. Badass,
Badass.
and you said one of them was really good looking. She said, "Did he have a beard?"
Yes.
You said yes. What'd
That's
she
my
say?
boyfriend.
That's my boyfriend. Okay.
She says I'm gonna tell him you called him a badass.
Right.
Whatever. He was.
Yeah.
He was.
So that was the evening. We saw
Yeah.
that bear the next morning
We
too.
did. We did.
So I was more scared of, the park rangers.
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
if we-
It was good. It was
Yeah.
a good day. Good day.
Yeah. So we got people coming up here. So we're right on going to the Sun Road.
Oh, it's loud.
You hear the motorcycles going by here. That's the road.
Yeah.
And and
Super scenic.
super safe. We're right on St. Mary Lake on the eastern part of Glacier National Park.
So we kind of pitched a little picnic right here.
Yeah.
Made lunch in our van, which was great. We did it
And
anywhere. We just stopped.
It's every afternoon about this time it starts to rain, which is kind of common. So you want to get things done in the morning and early afternoon, whether you're hiking. Of course, that one hike we did, there was no rain.
It's really raining
It
over
was
there.
Really,
Yeah.
really hot. So we got to wrap this up. But this was on hiking.
Yeah.
So hiking, there are more than 700 miles of hiking trails here in Glacier National Park. It is considered the hiking national park. When we go to Grand Teton National Park, we don't hike as much.
We could, but we
there
get so enthralled with the animals
gosh.
in Grand Teton. Here we
Right.
have only seen one. I saw a moose up at
Right.
the mini glacier.
Yeah.
Are we going to talk about the lady and the grizzly bear? We got to.
Oh yeah,
yesterday.
yeah. Okay, so right outside of our campsite.
Goodness
Okay,
gracious.
the grizzly that's been terrorizing our campsite
Right.
and made them shut down to all tents. And
I mean, imagine
campsite.
this. You're hiking all day, you've already pitched your tent, you leave, you're so tired, you come back, and the park rangers were going all around and telling all of those campers, you gotta leave. There was one family, they had little kids, they were in the van, they're packing everything up, crying, and I just felt so sorry for that young
Because they had
family.
a tent, they had to leave.
And to pitch it again
You had to
somewhere
have
else.
something hard enclosed vehicle like an RV.
Because, grizzly bear, that's why they closed it down. So we see,
It was going right through the campsite.
it's going right through the
grizzly bear.
campsite. So we see this grizzly.
Well, we didn't see it go through. That was
Right,
the
that
morning.
was the morning.
And we came in the afternoon, and there were plenty of sites by then. We had our pick of campsites.
Great campsite.
So in the
We're a campground horse, for sure.
in the afternoon, whenever you're on a road and you see cars that are stopped in the middle of the road, you know something's going on.
Right.
So we stop and we asked somebody from our car, what are you looking at? There's a bear. So okay, it was a grizzly that was probably like 20 feet, 30 feet off the road.
Close to our car.
And it was in a berry coma. He was just walking along the road.
But it's still a grizzly.
In the brush.
And you could tell he
Right.
was an older grizzly, so
Mangy.
mangy. You could,
Right.
he could do anything at any time, and I know that. So I always stay in the van.
And I stay in the van too because it was just off the road.
So this lady comes in, she gets out of her car, walks up to Mark's window.
Right.
So
Yeah.
here's his window, here's the bear. And she says, "What are you looking at?" I'm in the back of the van
Right.
listening to this.
And I
Mark
said,
goes,
I'm looking at that grizzly bear right there. And she saw it right then, and she probably has never run as fast back to her vehicle.
I couldn't believe my eyes.
It was so funny.
I couldn't believe my eyes. You never get out of your car to do that. Well, we have. We've broken a lot of rules.
You know what we call them?
Turons.
Turons. Tourist morons.
Yeah. Speaking of that, what's this, Mark?
It's a warning that I got.
It's a ticket. Mark.
Is it a ticket?
No,
a
it's
ticket means I have to pay something.
It's a notice. So So Mark got a ticket, a notice, because he sets really good campfires every night, and so we got a little social last night. We walked around the camp and we were talking to a couple people and then went to the bathroom. And I swear we were not gone from our campfire more than 15 minutes.
Well, no, we went to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Okay, and maybe took a tad bit of a walk.
Yeah.
But basically it was go to the restroom.
So
okay.
Another badass ranger.
It was not a ranger. It was a park volunteer. And we saw him earlier in the day, and he seemed like really nice. He even had a little dog. And you said, "Boy, I think your dog is really cute." So he comes, and I just knew,
so
and she's laughing.
He's so pissed.
He comes walking as we're walking back to our campsite. That was on. We hadn't seen that yet. It was on the table. He had already written that up. He came back. He could have easily said something like, never leave your campfire unattended, even if you're going to go to the bathroom. Just, leave it at that. It's really important, like that. He just laid into it. It's
like, so fun to watch.
You know what? And you can't get mad. You can't get angry.
Mark,
but I'm not going to go and say you have a nice, cute dog.
Yeah,
now.
but you get your
I'm not
panties
even
in a
going to
wad,
look at him
and
anymore.
I don't care.
Yeah.
He's so mad. He's still pissed about it. But anyways, he was like,
so what is it? I have not even looked at this yet.
For this.
Okay. What does it say here?
He's underlining everything.
Campfires are permitted in fire rings only. Do not leave a fire unattended, even if you go pee. Well, it doesn't say that, but
Dudley Do Right.
Yeah, with signed Dudley Do Right. Right. Oh, and he said, "You're fortunate."
You're fortunate.
I was going to get the park ranger here, and he was going to put you in jail. No, he was going to write you a fine. Yeah. Okay. Isn't there a grizzly over here? Okay. Isn't there a grizzly?
It was raining.
Haven't you read the book called The Night of the Grizzlies?
We've been listening to this Night of the Grizzly book the whole time.
It's a true story.
True story from
here in Glacier National Park.
It's a great book if you want to listen and read it.
And we're going to go tomorrow to this Highline Trail up to the Granite Park Chalet, where one of the murders happened in 1967.
It's an attack.
Well, it was a murder from a grizzly and a woman.
Yeah.
There had never, up until 1967, there had never been a documented death of a person by a grizzly.
Yeah.
And they, back then, and you probably seen pictures or heard from your parents, and I remember when we went camping as a kid in the 50s and 60s, there's some thunder. We better hurry. I keep saying we're going to hurry.
It is coming.
You'd see him feeding the bears out of the cars.
Throwing food out of the car.
Well, what happened, this book is, in short, 1967, it changed everything. They treated grizzlies as they threw out bacon scraps and food. And it would be a show every night of the grizzlies eating the food or fighting each other.
And the Rangers knew this was going on up at this chalet.
Rangers were
People were coming up from Kalispell and Whitefish, from all over the country, to see this display of these grizzlies eating in front of them. Anyways,
so on this one night,
the most ludicrous thing I've ever seen in my life.
August 12, 1967, this is the book, The Night of the Grizzlies. There's not one death by a grizzly, but two separate grizzly attacks. One at Trout Lake in the park here, and one at high above the chalet, the Granite Park Chalet. Two women, young women. One was named Michelle, and the other was Julie. And they were both in their 20s. And the same night, both were mauled by grizzlies. That changed the park management
But here's
from
another
then
thing.
on about the
They were
grizzly.
sleeping in their sleeping bags outside with no tent.
People still do that.
I wouldn't do that.
Right. But back then, they would feed the grizzly bears and watch them, play and fight and stuff like that. And now it's you pack in what you pack in, you pack out. No trace left behind.
Yeah.
And that changed everything in 1967.
Not even chewing gum.
So we've been listening to that book. I listened to books the whole time. We listen before we go to bed.
It was good.
And you have nightmares.
I have nightmares
So
every night. So,
anyway,
yeah,
I think we covered it all, didn't we?
pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. You do that one more time. I haven't tried this bear spray out yet,
Stop it. Stop it.
but you're going.
No.
Wait, you just take this off like this and point?
And just,
Oh, point this way.
Be careful of your camera. Yeah.
Camera.
That's fun.
Made it. Hello, Steve.
I'm good.
Pretend like I'm kicking your butt.
Let's go. Kick my butt. All right, we got about a mile to go. It's been a long day. And I'm following my pace car.
all I want to know is, what's for dinner?
We hope you've enjoyed our podcast and thank you for spending your time with us. We'll see you next time for another episode of Let's Talk.